Second race of 2018. We are green here in Hampton, Georgia.
Well, just as I say that, I was proven very wrong.
Well, that looked a lot different than I thought it would as well.
Definitely. He did have some help. Cole Custer guy had a great start too. So anytime the guy behind you is going to bail you out, that never hurts either.
Logano outside lane jumps to the lead as we head down the back straightaway.
Here comes Cole Custer diving to the bottom.
Stages 1 and 2, 40 laps apiece. I got to believe that helps these young guys managing the long run, gives them an out, if you will.
I think so. It gives you at least another opportunity to work on your car. And if you are having a bad run, you're going to get bailed out before you could potentially lose a lap or get too far behind. So, man, Christopher Bell's car looks good. A little free, but I was surprised he jumped to the top there in 3 and 4 on that first lap. See what he does here. There he goes.
He's just looking for maybe some fresh air on the nose of that 20 car. Look at him get loose there. Wow, sliding off turn 4. That's not the way you take care of your tires in an early run.
And that's the tough part. You know, he was talking to his spotter. I think Tony Hirschman is also Kyle Busch's spotter in the Cup Series. So very experienced. Kyle did run a lot on the top of the racetrack in our Cup practice a few minutes ago, which I think, you know, if anybody would know, he would.
Back behind these guys, just outside the top 10, the 19 of Brandon Jones. He's now 10th, actually.
Wind's a lot stronger right now than it has been all weekend, even a lot stronger than it was in your qualifying this morning. Blowing from the backstretch towards the front. If it hurts you at all day long, probably you'll see the most effect exit of 4. Okay, then 4.
Chase, how valuable is that information? Does your car move around when the wind's blowing and you need to put in your mind that it might not be the setup as much as it could be just the conditions?
I think it's kind of racetrack dependent. This place is so slick. You know, there's so many other variables going around with no harder than the wind is blowing right now. I would not pay as much attention to the wind, I don't think, as maybe some other tracks. As you go other places and the car is stuck to the ground more, I think you can probably get a better feel for the wind because your variables are lessened. But here, things are so slick and everything you do has such a big impact on how your corner is going to unfold. I'd be hard-pressed to blame it on the wind.
There's the driver to watch. We saw the 98 of Kevin Harvick. He'll be a player, and Bell announcing his presence as well. Outside lane around Logano, P1 for the 20.
He is. He's on it, man. That outside sure does look good in 1 and 2, and that 20 car is fast. So I'm curious to see how the longevity of it is, and then see just how long it takes that 98 to start working his way forward.
That's just a great job of that young man. Every time he qualifies right up front, has great runs. Not a lot of experience, but certainly an impressive young racer.
Oh, he's making the most of his opportunities, and that's what you have to do. He doesn't have many, you know, in that kind of equipment, but I think if he keeps running like he is right now, there's no reason why he won't. So definitely doing a great job.
Talking about the kids, the old vets coming to the front. Airs contact and trouble. Cole Custer goes around.
That was a big hit. Wow.
That's unfortunate.
There's Elliott Sadler in the blue number 1. Contact for John Hunter Nemechek. Innocent bystander Cole Custer, hard crash and likely done for the day.
It's just tight racing. We talked about the lack of grip. Aerodynamics play a big role in that. Cole gets down low, gets a little bit loose, shoves John Hunter up, and Elliott was there.
I think Elliott had such a big run coming from the outside, and I feel like John Hunter saw him coming. He didn't have enough room to get to the middle and give both of those guys that they both had a run on him. But yeah, Elliott just gets him a little bit there in the back bumper, and unfortunately Cole had no choice with the grass below. You can't get into the grass with these cars because of the front splitter. It's that's a day end or two, so kind of have to pick your poison.
And you know, we talked, Chase, a whole lot in Daytona about all the bumping and also blocking that was going on down there.
Green once again. Trouble on the restart, though.
But Adam, that makes perfect sense. He's never done that here.
And look at Harvick, inside lane, 3 wide, 98 to the front.
He made the most of what he had, that's for sure. That was a great restart. Utilized the bottom, got Christopher a good shove, and more importantly, helped himself.
John Hunter Nemechek, we talked about a possible tire problem. Regan, why are they coming right now?
Yeah, guys, they hit pit road right here. They're going to do 4 tires. Not really sure if he's got a tire down or not. A little bit early for this stop.
Yeah, 7 laps to go. Stage 1 certainly would have wanted to make it last because he will lose a lap. Also had Jeremy Clements come down pit road. He had an uncontrolled tire. He'll get penalized, Regan.
Yeah, John Hunter Nemechek's right front tire comes off. It's absolutely shredded. We see that a lot on the first runs here at Atlanta. A good job by him to diagnose it.
And Michael Annett having a tire issue as well. There you see the remains of that right rear. We stay green as of now. 6 laps to go in this opening stage.
You'd think that would eventually bring out the caution.
Annett has now made his way onto the pit lane. Keep in mind, these are the tires that we qualified on earlier today, and crew chiefs were really concerned about the longevity. Left of your screen, Kevin Harvick putting Spencer Boyd a lap down to the 76. And there's the caution.
They found it.
Second one of the day. 1 lap shootout to end stage 1. Top 9 cars stayed on the track.
Joey with a great restart. I think he's going to be maybe not all that tough to get to. Kevin Harvick already to 2nd place. Wow.
Harvick on those fresh tires from like 10th to 2nd off of turn 2, and he's going to find a way to win this stage, I believe.
Oh, it should be no contest.
Look at that.
Wow.
He's bringing Christopher Bell with him. Ryan Reed there as well. How much do tires mean? That much. Stage 1 belongs to Kevin Harvick. Stage 2 off and rolling.
I mean, Bell didn't match Harvick's pace on that restart, but he got a decent start up there.
Yeah, good enough to get him back a 2nd here, you know, and I think talking to him on the radio there a second ago, I feel like he wants to fall in line here, try to conserve some tire. You know, we have a long ways to go yet in this stage, and look at Joey Logano already around the outside. He does have that extra lap, fresher tire, so apparently it's worth a little something.
21st to top 10. This reminds me of the opening of the race last week at Daytona. Unapproved changes to the rear, and he went right to the front.
And I want to say thank you for last week at Daytona. You guys were very entertaining out there on that racetrack. What an amazing event that was.
It was so much fun. I had a blast. Joey and myself and Kyle there throughout that 2nd stage. I mean, we were racing hard. I mean, it was, you could tell none of us were holding anything back, knowing that we had no points to gain. I felt like we were just kind of let things loose a little bit last Saturday, so we had a good time.
It looked like you were on vacation out there, you Cup regulars.
Yeah, it was, well, I wouldn't say vacation, but it was still fun. And, you know, to race, those are 2 great racers, 2 guys I enjoy racing with. They get it, and they know what they're doing. I felt like we all knew kind of how hard we could push it on Saturday, and those cars were in the track and it allowed us to be pretty aggressive and maybe not the smartest moves from time to time, but we were willing to take the chance.
Good restart for Harvick. You look left of our screen here, but Bell not letting him get away.
Yeah, and I've noticed Kevin didn't run the dead bottom of the racetrack the last couple of laps in 3 and 4. You can see that's a perfect exit right there. Watch how long he lays on that yellow line leaving turn 2. That's how you want to do it. The gap increased, but he's been off a little bit in 3 and 4 for some reason.
I don't think it'll take him long to find it again, but I do think, you know, as Christopher has closed that gap, he's getting to a point now where that aero advantage that Kevin has being the lead car is going to start giving Christopher a bit of an issue. So to me, I think about that distance and anything closer, he might have to start searching around, and that's just a decision that he's going to have to make is, hey, you know, is my car that much better than his where I can move up the racetrack, find a new lane, some fresh air, get the pass done in a timely manner to get back to the bottom and still have some tire left to make the rest of the stage.
The run continues for Joey Logano inside the top 5. Back behind him, battle for 6. Tyler Reddick into white number 9. The 11 is Ryan Truex.
Ryan doing such a great job. He very deserving of his opportunity as well, I think, safe to say. So, wow, a little nudge from Justin Allgaier, but still doing a great job and, you know, making the most of his opportunities, which is always great to see.
Would you think the key to maybe this car's success is how much he's turning right? Like when he's getting on the gas, it's almost driving it with the back tires.
He's driving it with the throttle for sure, and I think that's, you know, part of the racetrack being old and wore out. When you do apply gas and you go to put power down, the back tires and the back of the car kind of wants to come out from underneath you at times, and he just has a good balance of what he's looking for with the front tires, amount of wheel he wants to put in. He doesn't put too much wheel to where he gets himself in trouble, but coming to one to go here in stage 2.
Yep, he puts Alex Labbe a lap down. Alex in 19th, running for Rookie of the Year honors.
Canada driver down here making his way in NASCAR, and I bet he was thinking, why does Kevin have to be in such a hurry? He only needed one more lap to stay on the lead lap.
He's been dominant here, Kevin Harvick. The 4 wins, more top 5s, top 10s, laps led than anybody in the Xfinity Series at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and padding the stat line here today. Won stage 1. He's going to do the same in stage number 2. Back to the line, it's driver 98 P1 once again.
Great battle late in the race. Spencer Gallagher's figured out the high lane. Chase Briscoe down on the lower side trying to get around Spencer.
Harvick now more than 4 seconds in front of Christopher Bell in second, but Logano is there trying to grab the runner-up spot.
He is, and you know, I think Christopher running the outside lane for such an extended period of time in turns 1 and 2, which we see Joey up there now as well, so maybe there's a little time for both of them to be had, but I gotta think that's been a little rough on his tires for the amount of time he's been up there. Basically this entire tire, the entire tire run, it definitely is hard on him. So whereas Kevin's been right around the bottom, very disciplined, I think he has a little more longevity, a little more life in his tire, whereas I think Christopher and Joey have been pushing very hard and are probably on their last leg here with what they have left.
You know, Adam, you said earlier Kevin just sort of teasing Christopher Bell with his pace. He was teasing me too. I thought Bell and Logano, look how high Bell is into the wall. Bell got over the cushion, drug his right side on the outside wall, but kept the pace.
Logano gets by him here. He'd be running second. Penske's never won at Atlanta Motor Speedway in the Xfinity Series 4 times. They've been a runner-up, including 3 of the last 4 seasons. Looks like it might happen again here today. Logano inside of Bell. He's now second. 5 to go for Kevin Harvick, who is out front and in command.
Just hope that Christopher Bell didn't cut a tire. That was a lot of contact into the outside wall right there. And scrubbing that right rear fender, Chase, he could get it in on that tire and have a flat here late in the going.
He definitely could. You know, there's not a lot of room between the fender and the tire nowadays. Just trying to maximize all the aerodynamic advantage you can find. It looks like he's in good shape. I don't think he got it that hard. He did a good job of keeping the right front off the wall and kind of leaned up against it with the right rear. I think a lot of times when you see the right front slap into the fence, that's where a lot of your damage comes from. So I think he'll be okay. Lost a position, but at the end of the day, for his sake, running the full season, you know, second or a third behind 2 Cup guys, not a bad day for Christopher either way.
Only 4 cautions here today, 2 of those coming at the end of stage 1 and stage 2. And Kevin Harvick does not want to see a 5th. Across the start-finish line, 3 laps away from his 5th win here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and he's trying to put Kyle Benjamin a lap down. He's currently scored in 8th in that 18 machine.
That's when you say to your team, we did a good job today. We got a good top 10 finish. Oh, yeah, but that one guy lapped us late. That was a little bit of a disappointment. But Benjamin has been really solid on the 1.5 miles here at Atlanta. Nice pace for that young man.
Still 2 laps to go, though. You never know what's going to happen, a caution or anything. So I'm coming from the other side of the spectrum, being a driver, and you have a lead like this, the race is never over until it's over with, and we all know that's what Kevin Harvick's thinking right now.
He wants to see that white flag, right?
There is no doubt, but he has done a great job today, showing exactly how to get around this racetrack the right way.
Harvick off of turn 4. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go. A lot of attaboys inside the top 10. Guys like Bell, Nemechek, Cindric, Benjamin, Ryan Truex. But no one had anything for Kevin Harvick. Strong effort for the 98. He has done it again. For the 5th time in his career, Kevin Harvick is a winner. He does it today at Atlanta Motor Speedway.